Hi, everyone. So today we're going to be discussing principles of program evaluation and how we can learn how to make goals, help us have a vision for our workshops, and to help us understand that having ambitious goals is very important and helping us understand that if we have these goals, it will help us learn how to meet the needs of our students and our participants. Uh, the one thing that stood out to me was about purpose statements. I created my own purpose statement just to help me understand the material better and to also use them things that I'm learning and applying it into the workshop. And the main purpose that I made was the purpose of the workshop is to help people have healthy relationships. And if these things I'm teaching them are helping them understand their relationships with each other, then that's what's going to help them. Um, it's also important to have specific goals so that they can know the things that they're going to do to help themselves. The next section was about questions and about how questions are really important, asking simple questions as well as questions that help them learn the material or what going to help or what are going to help them the most. And asking them complex questions is hard, and so I decided to find more questions that are easier or just to come up with some questions that are easier to understand for the students to help them learn the material better. What I learned from the book is that they help me know their needs so that I can teach them material that's going to help them more and help them improve their relationships. The appendix had some very interesting material about different ethics that people have. And one of them is there's relational ethics, which is how people are interacting with each other and how people learn material and understand it. There's the principles approach, which helps them learn how things work in a family through teaching principles. And those are very important. And virtue ethics is who I am as an instructor and how that's going to impact uh, the students. So if I have qualities that make me a more capable instructor, then that's what's going to help them improve and help them learn how to apply some of these principles in their lives and in their families. Another point that I learned from the reading was about rules and how families are very complex. And so using the principles is really helpful in discerning their needs and helping them know what things they need. Professional ethics and practice was the next thing that I read. And in my opinion, it's about teaching the truth. It's about helping them understand the principles and helping the students apply that truth and to be clear in the things that I'm teaching. Now, if it's a program that's not sponsored by a church, then it's very important that I separate between there's a separation between church and state. That's very important in my field. So that's also something that I want to take into consideration when I'm becoming an instructor. The next one is about how to make decisions with your ethics and how to solve problems. And I thought it was interesting because they talked about what identifies the relationship with everyone. You need to identify the relationship with with other people. Like the relationship between a mom and a dad or the relationship between a father and his son. So those things are very important that the instructor needs to understand. The next one is you apply principles. You help teach them the principles that they need, and you also apply principles to help them. So, for example, if there's an abuse case, I have to report that to officials. Or, for example, if there's something a family member needs, it's my job to teach the family members what to do to help meet the needs of them. And the next step is finding out the conflict. And if you find out the conflict, you can find a solution. And then you make a choice of what you're going to do. The next section is about boundaries between parents and their family life. And this section I thought was interesting because it expressed different levels of teaching and how there's information. The information and advice section was, I think, the one I chose to help me improve my teaching. The main section is about how to communicate the information better, and to ask questions that are going to help the participants understand the material better. And also engaging the audience. That was something I had a hard time doing. I know I don't want to like be an entertainer or a stand-up comic, but I want to engage the audience so that they're excited about learning the material and helping them learn the material. Also giving them good referrals. If it is something that is beyond my field of expertise, they can find someone that does have those things that are going to help them and to help them improve their problems. And then also finding more information would be helpful. There's a great deal more information about the background of family life education, and there were so many uh, struggles, but it was interesting to me to understand the material better and to help me learn the material. Uh, and the more information that I gained, the easier it was for me to learn how to create boundaries so that people can feel safe and they also can know who they can go to really help solve their problems that they're having. And helping instructors know what's going to help them the most. The next section was about reconceptualizing some of these principles that I learned in the previous reading. And I liked how they critiqued the material. I thought it was very effective. And there were different roles that family members have, as well as communication. Helping the participants understand how to communicate is really essential to family life education. Human development is helpful in helping them understand themselves so they can make better decisions. And also to make good decisions was one of them. And also expressing their value to help boost their self-esteem. So, in my opinion, self-esteem is believing you can accomplish difficult tasks, and helping the students learn that is important. And also to have healthy interpersonal relationships. Those things are very important. And if those things are the main goals for what they're doing, then that is going to help them be successful. And I appreciate your time and thank you so much for listening to me. And you have a wonderful day.